Let's go, Meat Boys UFC Vegas 81. And to be honest, Meat Boy, of all the fights on this card, I might be most stoked about this one. And it's kind of a last second scrappy replacement fight. We got two of your boys, so very curious to get your perspective on this one. Your boy, number one, Andre Petroski, is a plus 170 dog, riding a solid win streak coming into this one. He's going five straight, taking on Michel Pereira, who at minus 205 has also won five straight. And interestingly enough, both these guys are coming in off of split decision victories. Very close competitive fights. Pereira most recently against Santiago Ponzinibbio. In a fight that was back and forth, I think some people even thought Pons might have did enough to win that one, but nonetheless, a split for Demolidor. And similar for Petroski, a split decision win over GM3. And we watched that fight together. I know it was rendered a split, but I think you and I both thought Petroski did enough to win that one. I believe it was that third round that was close, or there was a round in there that GM3 really started to put the pressure on him. But nonetheless, I thought it should have been unanimous for Petroski, and that was a good win, right? Because GM3, the quintessential levels test for these 85ers, and for Petroski to get that one done, I thought was very encouraging. And he has the wins over your boy Fofao, over Maximov, and Hu Yaozong. So a couple of not great fighters, but some solid competition recently. And again, Pereira just got the split over Ponzinibbio. Also beat Fiallo. He unanimous decision Nico Price. Chaos Williams, Zalim Amadaev, who is awful. Both also succumbed to losses by Pereira. So I love this fight. I think this is some great matchmaking. And you got to respect Petroski essentially coming in off the streets, replacing my boy, the power bar, Marc-Andre Barriault, and being unafraid to do so against a guy even as tough as Michel Pereira. So what are your thoughts on this one, Meat Boy? I know that you're probably going to feel a little bit conflicted picking against either of these guys, but you taking Petroski or you rolling Demolidor?
Man, this is such a tough one. Both these guys are my boys. I pick them ride or die no matter who they fight. And of course, they're fighting each other. Who am I going to pick? Who am I more of a fan of? I don't know. I have some absolute banger UFC cards of Andre Petroski, so that'd be nice if he wins. But if I'm gonna be honest, without being a fan, I just think Michel Pereira is a little bit more crispier all around. His grappling is cleaner. He seems to be just a little bit, almost a little bit more veteranized, where he's got a lot of experience now, while Petroski's still just throwing meat bombs, and he almost kind of gassed out versus GM3, and Pereira has not gassed out since Boonstonks. And Demolidor, I think, is just going to be the better fighter, and I just don't see Petroski getting him to the ground, and if it does, I think Pereira is going to be just fine on the ground. It's going to be a big statement if Petroski just ragdolls him and beats the crap out of him first round and just shows that he's a way superior wrestler. But I just don't see it. But that's the only path I see to Petroski winning, or a YOLO meat bomb. But I think Pereira's stand-up is just way too good for Petroski to be able to handle this, to be honest. Truly unfortunate.
Yeah, I feel you on that 100%. And I do agree that if Petroski has a pathway, he's going to have to grapple because on the feet, I mean, watching Petroski versus GM3 on the feet, I feel like Pereira outclasses both those guys very easily when there. So I don't see a world where Petroski is going to come and stand and bang successfully with Pereira. So if there's a pathway, it's got to be through the grappling. And I'm curious, you mentioned that Pereira might even outshine him there. We haven't really seen Pereira get tested in the grappling department too much. I mean, I know that fight against Boonstonk was one that Pereira did get taken down, but that was kind of a strange fight, right? Like Pereira really maxed out his backflips on the way to the cage, and just a lot of interesting context going into that one. But since that fight against Boonstonk, he's fought a lot of strikers. So are you at all concerned that Petroski might actually bring that next level of grappling, or have you seen enough from Pereira's grappling pre-UFC, pre-Boonstonk to give you enough confidence against a killer wrestler even like Petroski?
Yeah, and the reason why the wrestling, versus Boonstonks didn't work out was because he gassed out by doing, 200 flips before the fight started. So when you do that, your legs are gonna be gassed and you just won't be able to explode like you were before. So I think Pereira's grappling is good enough, but Petroski better show up with that Sean Brady level and just keep him on the ground, smother him, try to get Boonstonk tired and get that Boonstonk victory, because that's the only way I see it happening. I hope Petroski wins just because I have a lot of sick UFC cards, but my gut is just saying Pereira is just going to slightly be a little bit too fast, too clean on the feet, and not get taken down.
Yeah, I'm leaning that same way, Meat Boy, and Topology's kind of seeing it similarly. A lot of beige on both sides, but 73% is rolling with De Maledoa Pereira. 27% meanwhile rolling with Petroski. There is about a 38% brown sliver of that KO for Pereira, so perhaps that is a pathway, but I do think Petroski might even win the first round, perhaps start strong, and if he can secure a takedown, maybe he's able to keep him there, but I don't know. I like Pereira's gas tank post Boonstonk, and I see him being able to land some heavy shots on the feet in the second and probably the third as well. So I'm going to take Pereira, maybe by third round finish, but probably by decision because Petroski is tough, right? He only has the one loss where he did get finished by Aaron Jeffrey, who is a pretty tough Bellator fighter, but he's pretty durable, and I can see him surviving against even a lethal striker like Pereira. But nonetheless, Meat Boy, the pick is the same. Roll with Pereira, but I'm not counting out Petroski because he showed me enough against GM3 to where he belongs against the super tough guys in this middleweight division. And I'm sold on Pereira, but I don't quite know what his ceiling is yet. So for me, this is going to be a very revealing fight for either guy. Both dudes ready to make a statement, and respect to both for taking these fights. So I'm with you taking Pereira. Any last thoughts?
No, this is a great fight, fun fight nonetheless. Don't comment so you take it and why. Smash me, subscribe.